Hi folks, Morgoth the Barbarian here, and welcome to the third episode of our Rail Tycoon 2 Let's Play series, where we are going through the single player campaign, and we are now on the third scenario. Well, not technically. I'm showing you Western USA scenario map for a reason, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But of course, I have to remind you about the like and subscribe buttons because I wouldn't be doing my job as a YouTuber if I didn't. Or at least I'd like to think I am, but you get the idea. But anyways, the next scenario involves called Bridging the Gap, where we're basically connecting either New Orleans, St. Louis, or Chicago, or Minneapolis, I don't remember which one, to either Seattle, San Francisco, or Los Angeles. Why am I on the Western USA scenario, though? To show you what we kind of face here. It's also been a while since I've played this game in general, so I want to see what the maps look like here. And as you can see, going from the Mississippi west to about here is fine. This is where it gets a little bit tricky, navigating these here mountains. Yes, we've got mountain passes and all that, but trying to get from point A to point B is going to be quite difficult with these mountains in the way. I think the last time I did this, I took the southern route. I mean, Arizona is quite flat. The center route does have a little pass over here. So it's just a matter of finding those mountain passes and seeing which way is the best. And then, of course, we have the mountain pass over here. Generally, that is the goal of this, is to go from east to west. I don't remember if there's any thing else in there. So with that being said, let's see what it looks like.
Good job there.
Oh,
Now
I was wrong.
The ball is rolling. How about stretching that?
Buddy, I'm trying to talk
coast?
here. What are you doing? So, it's actually St. Louis to Sacramento, St. Paul to Seattle, or New Orleans to Los Angeles. What we pick here is going to be the gold for the bronze level one. So it doesn't matter which one. Well, as I mentioned earlier, the last time I did this...
Here. You want to get started before they come and measure me for a coffin?
I'm working on that, buddy. As I was about to say before you rudely interrupted me, last time I played this, I did the southern route. So let's throw it back and do New Orleans to Los Angeles. And we'll show you what that means.
If you thought it was tough back east, wait till you try to connect to the west. You'll need to use every resource available to reach your goal.
This man doesn't lie.
Metal and money will only get you so far. You'll need the determination of the original Iron Men to make this dream a reality.
I mean, the dude isn't wrong.
I'm talking to you. I don't know about you whippersnappers these days. Now, if by some miracle you do make it, there'll be a celebration around the nation the likes we've never seen.
Oh, I like parties. Okay, let's party then. So here it is. Western USA is all ready to go. So, we chose the New Orleans to LA route. We gotta connect them by 1882 and haul 6 loads between the two cities by that point. We can just do what we did the last time with the New York to Chicago thing. For silver, we gotta have 10 million in equity. Now, gold's a little bit interesting. We gotta do it in spikes within 16 years. And on top of that, the stock market is now gonna matter for the very first time, as we've gotta have a net worth of 8 million. Apparently, we gotta make it worth our while. I will show you guys the stock market mechanics when the time comes, but in the early game, it probably won't be any issue. So here we go. We gotta go from over here, connect New Orleans, and here's LA. That is a very, very far distance and a lot of grading that we have to maneuver here. And there was Sacramento over there. Now, here's the good news. The game doesn't say where we need to start in New Orleans, so we can actually start anywhere we want to as long as we get those 2 cities. So now we're back at the very, very beginning here where we are connecting 2 cities just at random. This is basically just how the game would go if we, were doing it for real. Let's just say south here. Find 2 first, and this is, I guess, consider this a step to how we would do scenarios. So you just find 2 cities to go to that seem very attractive, and right away I'm seeing something I like. Got all this cattle. We even got a random cotton farm. And San Antonio to Dallas would be a nice little touch. I don't think we can get over there right away. I wouldn't mind starting in San Antonio, running up to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Oklahoma City, getting the cattle feeds in Abilene, as well as this, and then inevitably make our way west, east, towards Houston, Beaumont, and then eventually where we gotta go in New Orleans. By the way, if you're wondering what the docks do, they're now doing food and passengers, a little bit different here. So to do this, we gotta start a company first. So you can do as much investment as the game allows. I generally like to do maximum and an outside investment. And which the more you put in, the more investors will go to. And of course, we got to have a company name. Since we're starting in San Antonio, we can name this anything we want. But I'm just going to keep it classic and do San Antonio Southern in honor of the fact that we're going to the south. Logo is meaningless, and there we go. We now have our first company. San Antonio Southern, equipped with a little over $1 million, almost $2 million. So let's just start by doing the usual stuff. You can put this track wherever you want. We of course got to do the stone bridges here. It's customary. And you can see the stations now look a little bit different. Alright, one more. And there we go. The San Antonio Southern is now open for business. We got a nice little city over here. Let's just do all the works. And then we connect to Austin, Texas over here. Don't think it really matters, but let's try to get the greenery and that in here. It's not... Oh, okay, the game's letting us build over there. That's awesome. Sure, I'll take it. There you go. Oh, that's not... Oh, no, I don't want to do that just yet. We'll just keep it simple because the distances are a bit small. 2 trains. Let me check the manager real quick. It has us with William Strong, which station building is a lot cheaper. We'll take it, especially since, station revenue is up. And then we don't need to issue anything just yet, and I won't touch the dividend for right now. So we'll get this game going. Now let's see if we can connect to Dallas. That's what the real prize here. We kind of can, but maybe not right away. We can utilize it. Yeah, it would have to be over here. I'm not worried about getting the cattle over there, but just getting the city set up is good enough. You know what? I guess we do need to issue stock. I'm not, again, one of our goals is the stock market, but I'm not going to worry about it for right now. That's not really. And we can get Dallas to Fort Worth set up over here. We'll add in an extra mail car. Do this. And we'll do that. Sounds about right. And then I can do... I want to do 2 between the 2 cities. Just between these 2. And I'll leave it at that. There we go. So now we got a nice little train base over here. As I mentioned, it wouldn't be a bad idea to getting Abilene's cattle. as well as this little grain farm. So let's say we do... Oh, it will let me do that. Awesome. Yes, that's what I was hoping for. Let's do that. This will come into handy later on in the game when we're obviously trying to, you know... it has to be a medium. Alright, hold on a minute. Let me see if I can get all three of these. Oh, yes, we can. Excellent. That's kind of what I was hoping for. So now we got that. We can advance onward to Abilene's cattle. It's actually funny San Antonio can get both. This gives us 2. Each cattle gives us 3, but that's not an issue. So let us do this. Start setting this up over here. Oh, and for the very first time we have competition. I didn't even realize we were competing against people. So now we have other normal people to deal with. This marks the very first time we are being introduced to competition. We have 3 other players, and I see one of them already kind of is getting in our way. Of course, he picks the Labak to Armadillo route, because why not? This isn't an issue, but it will affect demand in the future onwards. This is not something I was hoping to see, but here we are, I guess. Well, anyways, we'll deal with him later on. So let's address the stock market element. So here's us. So of course it works like the stock market in general. You just buy up shares of different corporations. And the price will go up and down depending on how good a company's profitability is. This represents how much you can buy. So as long as this is above this, you can buy your stock. But for right now, we can't buy our own stock because it is too high. I can buy a share of Labak Northern if I wanted to, and we're going to go into margin. This doesn't matter, but you got to be careful if you get margin called. It's just like the real life stock market, only worse. And of course, we're going to buy some shares of this dude's company on margin. You know what? Give me 2,000. And of course, as for the dividend, that basically is how much we get paid every year. It's whatever the shares outstanding divided by the share amount. So we're only going to get paid a little bit, but as we jack this up, it'll work. Unfortunately, we're kind of in the growth stage, so I'm going to cut that. Goodbye. No more dividend for me. Oh, how sad. I like money, though. We got to expand. In the later game, we will be raising that, though. It's all good. So I would like at least 2 more trains here. But unfortunately, we have no moolah to deal with. And yep, there we go. We are not getting any cash. I do not like this. Come on, I would like at least 2 more trains here. This game, help me out a little bit. Alright, we set a speed record. We got 2 more. We'll address that in a minute. Actually do another one. I'll send this one over to Austin. And I'm going to send it to Dallas. Sorry, I had to think about that for a minute. And we'll just do that. And then we'll send the next one over to Dallas Fort Worth here just shortly. So apparently our other 2 competitors decided to show up. One did Sacramento to San Francisco. That could be an issue later on. This guy decided to go to Denver to Pueblo. Not bad. And of course, it's telling us we chose the southern route. We'll be focusing on this screen as time goes on. Alright, let's do the Dallas one. Same scenario as last time. So now that we got that base set up, I would like to actually connect to Oklahoma City here. We can issue a bond. And for the first time, we now have to focus on the stock market here. So I'm going to buy a couple more shares. I'll buy one of this. Very first time we have to deal with the stock market. So now that we've got competitors, it's worth our while to get as much as we can before they come along and start ruining things here. I would like that grain mill, please. Doesn't matter. Alright, that's good. I would like to have that grain mill. I would like to start moving along before our competitors come in and start ruining things for us over here. They will do that too eventually. Start whacking our demand out of here. We will not let them do that. Okay, so that's all set. We cannot afford a new train. Oh, man. Can issue some stock to help us out. I know, that's kind of that is kind of, not exactly what we should be doing, but I will allow it for right now. So we need money. In the early game, you are trying to get money. That's all we care about. Trying to get as much money in our pockets as we can here. We can supply this with grain, but no more. Funny enough, Austin actually has a grain mill. Okay, well, we can do a connection between the two cities. Sure, why not? It might not work right away, but so be it. And now I would like to actually start going east towards our destination in New Orleans here. That's where we need to focus on going to. Cannot do any bonds. And as you can see, we're so much in debt that we can't buy any more shares, and it's probably going to end up being that way, unfortunately. So let's see. So I can charge it. Silly fine. You know what? Let's go big or go home. Do it. Nothing like accounting fraud. I mean, I deny anything. I deny all of it. Okay, we need 500 grand to get us there. Yeah, I mean, we run the risk of getting fined, but that track construction will do it. Nothing wrong with some small little accounting fraud, especially in 1863. I'm sure the government has more pressing matters, let's just say, to address at this particular time. I'll just leave it at that. Now, remember in episode 2 I said we can buy industries? Well, now that we've got competition, we may want to watch that. Ah, sweet. That's what I was looking for. Excellent. Alright, so we will connect this to this line. Let me see if I can do a little... Oh, that's going to be really tight, and then to make matters... Ew. Ew. I don't like the grade, but we have no choice. Now, it's kind of my own fault for doing that. And... Wow, we can actually get away with a medium station and turn Houston into a city. It's actually quite amazing. I'm not really interested in going north. Uh-oh, and of course our competition has already started. He has gone to El Paso. This guy's going to get on my nerves a little bit. Especially if he starts going west. Then it becomes a little bit of a problem. Thank you, game, for putting that on there. Oh, our stock split. Alright, our revenue is going nuts. Excellent. So what I mean by stock split is our shares outstanding now doubles. That's basically what that means. There's nothing to it. So let's see. This guy will let us build stuff even cheaper. He may be useful, especially if the stone bridge is being cheaper. But the only problem is there's no electric trains. This does nothing for us. And I'm going to try and dodge mountains. We'll take a pass. 37,000 a year. No thanks. Keep Mr. Strong for right now. Is there any industries we can build up? Buy up? Nah, they're all good or mediocre. You can expand the Abilene too, by the way. Not for nothing. I would like to finish our Houston station over here. Let's get that finished up, and we'll add a couple more routes. A lot of our trains are going to Oklahoma City. I think we'll send this one west. There's like a Texas Triangle type deal over here, and then you can go over there too. Then we'll send a couple out of Houston over here. Let's do 3. We'll send one south. Oh, right, there's that big grade. Oh, well. That's fine. Oh, Austin doesn't have that much. And then we'll send another to... not go north because we have no moolah. Oh, dear. That didn't work out the way I thought it would. Can't... we can. I'll take another one out. Sure, why not? Cheap credit, why not? You can go north. And there's really no industries in Houston that we want, so we'll just leave it as is. I think I forgot something in Oklahoma City, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. All right. And actually, there might be a building that can help us. Produce and milk, no. I was looking for the one that... kind of this. Ah, okay. So actually, hold on a minute. Watch what I'm going to do. The warehouse may help us out. Reduces penalties for pickup in goods and cotton, wool, and goods in general. So let's do this. You get a warehouse. You get a warehouse. Because, of course, you have goods. And you get a warehouse. And you get a warehouse. So everybody's getting a warehouse, or at least almost everybody. Alright, that's good enough. And speaking of good enough, it'd be good enough if we end up going to Beaumont over here. Beaumont is a hop, skip, and a jump from Houston, but that's not going to really, do much. Are any trains headed to Houston for right now? It's not really lucrative to go over to Beaumont, though. We'll have one train go over there. Why not? This one can stay, and we'll go to New Orleans. I suppose we can have a train come out of Beaumont, but, it's like, good enough. And actually, we can do one more. You know what I'm looking for here. There we go. And yes, you can start, and you can pick your starting city, whatever you want. So now we just got to make it all the way to New Orleans. As long as we get the track west and east of the Mississippi, the game will count it. And then that's when the fun really begins. And then my plan is to just go through Abilene, and we may be meeting up with our friend over here. Meanwhile, let's see what we're doing with the stock market-wise. It's best if we buy shares of our own company, but I can see other companies are getting up there. So we'll buy another review. I'm going to buy 2 of our own. Why not? Let's take it up to the limit here, but we got to be careful. If the economy starts slowing, that's going to be a problem. We'll run the risk of getting margin called, and that would not be good for our personal net wealth. So with that being said... Uh-oh. Alright, there we go. We'll get across this river over here. We could go to Baton Rouge. There's not much there. There's some industries, but not very much in the way grand scheme of things. Alright, there we go. Nice well-timed cash infusion. Do more of this. Do more of this. And I would like to go to New Orleans as fast as we can here. think we have to get over there. And as long as this says connected, we're good. Find it funny how I can build on the... Okay. There's actually a wool farm just south of it, but I'm not really aiming to get it, though. I'm just looking for a basic connection, that's all. Actually. Up and go figure. He decided to beat us to Abilene. What the... Come on, buddy. You're ruining it for me. You're ruining it here. I don't like this. So there, we got our New Orleans connection. We are actually going to have to build a customs house, and the reason being is that there's customs pickups to deal with, so we're going to have to deal that. But now we've got our eastern connection to New Orleans, eastern connection to New Orleans all set up. So that is all good. We are all set in that regard. Let's throw in a couple more train lines over here. Yes, we are going to ship out food, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. Like I said, I'm trying to expand aggressively here. Suppose we... Nope. Throw in that extra food car. Sure, why not? You get replaced by mail. We don't have anything for the steel. There's no iron or coal nearby, so... We'll have this one go all the way to Oklahoma City. Why not? And then kind of a repeat of last time. Gonna have that go to that. And stop in Beaumont on the way back. Actually, we'll do the same thing, too. Have it stop in Beaumont on the way back. Alright, that works. Excellent. We got our New Orleans connection done. That's step 1. 2. Oh, why did this guy do this? This is just disrespectful. We're going to have to say hi. So this is what I was talking about. Technically, I could do this and link up to a station, but then I would be sharing profits with him. Well, we don't do that. No. We don't play that game. We're going to challenge him here. I'm going to start by taking some of his cattle over here. Yeah, that's right. I'm taking some of your cattle, buddy. How do you feel? So, this one I can actually set up very easily. So, we're just going to ship over grain. I'm going to take 3 cattles. And there we go. And then it's going to go back to Oklahoma City. Unfortunately, it doesn't need food, so that doesn't really help at all. Alright, as long as my net worth is going up. And you know what? Let's make it even more embarrassing here. We'll send it to San Antonio and ship it off at Austin. How about that, huh? Yeah, we'll take some of that cattle. Can't take any of the cattle if you don't have any. Sucks to be you, buddy. Gotta be ruthless in this game sometimes. That's how it goes. Okay, nothing is really being profitable, which stinks. Oh, very lucrative. I'll take that, thank you. Again, we can do that. We'll take full advantage of that. That is mine now. So there we go. We're stealing some of his cattle. And now if I really want to be evil, I can go over to Midland, Odessa. How are we looking? Well, let's spend money here. I will buy about 1 of his, 2 of our own, and you know what? In what could be a takeover big in the future, I'm going to buy more of a Lubbock Northern and then give it a nice little price in the process. I'm still not giving out a dividend, though. I am still in expansion phase for the most part. Speaking of which, let's quickly go over to Midland, Odessa before he ruins everything yet again. this guy and his expansion. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting. I may have to look... Uh-oh. Civil War is over. Uh-oh. Remember that distraction I said the government had? Yeah, it's no longer there. Uh-oh. I'm sure nothing will happen. Well, anyways, let's connect to Midland Odessa before he ruins the surprise. Ruins it for everybody. Here, I'll even put a roundhouse over here now. Not enough to housing means there's just straight up demand, but fortunately, we can be evil yet again. And I will send it to San Antonio. I'll just give a cattle car since there's nothing there. There's plenty of cattle to be handed out over here in Midland Odessa over here. Actually, wait a minute now. Let's do this. That would work a hell of a lot better. Alright. Let's take advantage of all the cattles here. Connect it to Oklahoma City. Then we'll do another one. Oklahoma City. There's hardly any passengers, so we'll just do that. We'll send the food to Dallas-Fort Worth. They don't need the grain, so we'll just keep it like that. And it'll all work out. Midland Odessa doesn't yield very many passengers. They are not a city. Oh! I see some housing popped up at Abilene. Natural growth patterns there. Okay, cool. Sometimes there will be growth in cities. Excellent. Excuse me. Now, where to next? I'd like to have access to this sheep farm over here. Yep, we have the Civil War just ended. As well as 1865 for that matter. And also check our revenue and profits. They are both going up. You know what? I'm going to give myself a very small dividend here. Let's crank it up to 25 cents, but it's not going to be that much. Is there any passengers? Not really. We'll keep Mr. Strong for right now. So let's look at something for a minute here. If you go into the options, that's not it. I'm looking for track grades here. 1 second. Trying to figure out, if I remember how to do this, how you can look at track grades. Here it is. The world button. This can tell you all you need to know about anything. Like, for instance, where you can get mail and how much there is. You know, station statuses, what's in them. And, of course, traffic density. The more lighted up it is, the more trains there are. Of course, track by company. This is what I'm looking at, though. And did the computer kind of help me out here? I'm eyeing up a connection to El Paso now. The computer may have actually kind of helped me out, and I wouldn't mind using some of the tracks on it. What I would then do is kind of build a bridge and get across, and somehow we end up in Tucson, though. Deming would be actually useful, too, for steel purposes, so I'll keep that in mind. This line may be going to Pecos and then connecting over here. He did do a good job. I see there's a lot less yellow. So here's what I'm going to do. And then, of course, we have Alpine, a whole bunch of sheep wool farms. There's one in Del Rio. I didn't realize that until just now. Might be useful. I'll avoid Lubbock. There's really no point in going there. You can have Lubbock and Amarillo, buddy. How's our other guy doing? This one could affect us. He got down to Salinas. This dude hasn't even bothered to expand. He's just chilling in Colorado. Okay. So I normally wouldn't be doing this. I'll drop a train line down to Pecos. And right about there, I'm going to connect to his line. That means he gets some of the profits anytime I use his line. It's a very, very small amount, but it's not going to be terrible. Especially since we're just trying to get from LA to New Orleans. That's all I care. That's all we care about. We'll throw in a warehouse, too. I see there's wool. And the only reason I connected to Picos is to get, you know, wool. So I can send it to, say... looks like... The consolidation. This is a very, very reliable railroad, and I'm going to pay it 100 grand. Just to get the consolidation. Got the early model of it, and as you can see, it does way better on grades, so this is going to be very useful. It's also got better acceleration reliability. It costs more, but that's not a problem. So for the very first time, we're going to put this bad boy. I'm not going to upgrade the current trains. There's just simply too many of them, and it would cost a lot more. From this point forward, we're going to rock the consolidations over here. Picos is too small for to have any passengers or mail, too. So there you go. I know, that didn't work quite the way I expected it to. And now, via his railroad, we have El Paso. That station size is not fun, but, you know, whatever. What are you going to do about it? So I guess, technically, we now have our first Western train. By default. Not exactly how I wanted to do this. I guess we'll have 2 trains going west. And yeah, now we'll try to take some of this stuff over here. We'll make it miserable. Since that's not my station, I'm not going to do anything with El Paso over here. Again, that is his station, not mine, so, you know. Kind of grabbing stuff from it. Shamelessly. That's okay. I'm so terrible. Alright, we no longer need to issue stock since our credit rating is really good. It goes from A to F. A is good, so at this point we really don't need any more. I will just issue... So issuing stock doesn't really do us anything, but I will continue to issue bonds at will. And I would like to issue one now, because we have our first breakdown of the game. Excellent. Bro, I thought I connected Abilene. What in the world? Alright, let's see if this works. Alright, that didn't work, and that was kind of silly. My opponent already has Oh. Alright, he gave us the million anyways. Thank you. I like 1 million. Alright, from... You silly computer. Alright, so see what he did. Yeah. So as it turns out, going to El Paso was actually a waste of time. Sometimes a game will do this. I didn't realize he put it in kind of a bad spot. Uh-oh. Let's see if I can do this. No, that was a waste of money. Alright, I just wasted all that money. Good job, me. This is what the game is telling me I have to do, and it's not ideal. So, the train was done correctly, but not so much did station orientation. Oh, okay. So now I'm a little annoyed that that happened. We may have no choice but to go south of this. Alright. Well, here's the good news. We don't have to use his El Paso station anymore if we don't want to. I could just put one right south of town and it would work. I mean, it would also have to be a large station in order for me to pull it off. Alright, since now I'm a little annoyed by what just happened, transpired. There. And now all those trains headed to El Paso now are getting rerouted to El Paso Junction. We no longer need to use this station. That's all good. So take that, buddy. Now we're going to compete with him again. Nice little way to mess with people here. We have oil here too, so we get a double bonus. And only cities can have oil. It's kind of a nice little reminder of things and how this game works. And then I'm going to ship some stuff from Pecos over. Pecos, El Paso Junction, and then send it to Austin, so just the closest. Austin need oil. Nah, not really. Alright, we can send it to Dallas-Fort Worth. Sure, why not? Why not? We'll siphon off some of this material. It's well worth it in the end. Yes, we got the oil mill over there. Should probably put some upgrader facilities. And there we go. I'll put a warehouse there as well. It's still going to go through his track. But at least now he's not going to get too much more out of it. Yep. I was actually trying to increase the game speed, but so be it. You can also build a warehouse and the works over here too. Alright, we're doing great. We already got to El Paso. So now, remember how I was saying the mountains are going to be a difficult challenge? Well, here it goes. We're now entering the mountainous terrain. And we're going to turn on the grid. Don't worry. That's not a malfunction of the game. That is a feature where it allows you to see the terrain. And before he even thinks about coming over to Tucson and ruining everything for us, I'm going to beat him to Tucson. We have red grades all over the place. Probably should have started over there. The goal is to get to Tucson, then Phoenix. Without trying to get as many red grades as we possibly can. There we go. Hold on a second. Three, two, one. All right. Minor interruption on the side. Sorry about that. So there we go. We got our route to Tucson planned. And as a double bonus, excuse me, if we can get to Deming over here, we actually have enough to fulfill a steel mill even. So I'm going to lay down some single track. We'll turn the grid off over here. That is very useful for maps like these where you've got like mountains. I don't see any steel mills over in this vicinity, so we'll just leave it as is. Here's the issue. There's the nearest steel mill. Oh, we lost our dividend. Oh, and speaking of which, where are we at? I mean, the economy is still growing, but I don't want to overdo it over here. So maybe... Now, see, we can look at the corporations, too. And kind of get an idea. Like, it'll tell you all of the stats over here. Like the share price and the earnings per share and all that. Like, it just focuses on the two most important ones. And right now, Denver for Pueblo gives us the most bang for our buck. Like, the higher this is, the better. So, I would like to actually buy a couple shares of you. A couple of this, and we'll just crank ours up to 20,000. I'm going to stop there. I don't want to go too far into debt. Otherwise, we're going to have some issues. We're kind of in the red, so I'm going to have to do that. Bring out another bond. I was hoping to avoid that fate, but so be it. Now. Perfect spot. Excellent. Excellent. This will work just fine. Our Deming connection is all set. And we will build somewhere in Tucson if the game would actually let me. How about right there? And since we're on a hill and we've got that, sure. We're going to need more of the roundhouses as we go further west. That's just natural progression here. So there we go. We got Tucson before our competitor over here could try to do anything or had any sneaky ideas. Oh, that's going to be just great. He got Los Angeles before we could. I totally forgot about that guy. Oh, that's going to be kind of rough. As long as he doesn't go any further east, we are okay. But I could have done without that. We really could have done without that. That was kind of a low blow. Ugh. Not exactly something I want to be seeing, but nevertheless, so be it. We'll just do one of these. There's really only one passenger line I really want to build going out that way. Other than that, there's really nothing. Picos can chop off some wool over here. Sure, why not? Bring it to El Paso Junction. Sure, we can build the passengers in the mail. That should be good enough. Now, here's the thing about the Deming steel thing. There's only one steel mill we have access to. Oh, man. And then we got to ship that off to a tool and die facility. That would be our best bet. And the only one in here is Dallas-Fort Worth. So this is going to be a bit of a complicated route if you can follow along. Deming, Houston, Dallas-Fort Worth, and you might as well send it to El Paso Junction. So the formula here is 1 coal and 1 iron yields 2 steels. If we do that, we're looking good. Alright, there we go. And this should be fine for right now. Is there a chance we could duplicate that route? Yes, we actually could go to New Orleans and do the exact same thing and drop that off in, Fort Worth. So I'm actually going to clone that train, except now we're sending it to New Orleans, and we'll send it to Austin on the way back. We'll just leave it as yellow. What I'm ordering now is for that to be done halfway, which didn't work. Alright, that's okay. So now we got 2 steel trains rolling along here. So now that we're done there, let's get to Phoenix really quickly here. Now we got to get to LA as fast as we can. Again, having our competitor do that was kind of a low blow. But it is what it is. There's not much I can do about it. It's a real bummer. I would like to have some distance between this if I can. I don't want to demolish any houses, so we'll just park it right over here. That's fine. What's actually funny is we got another grain thing, tool and die facility over there, too. Yeah, sure, why not? Alright, we'll send it to Phoenix. I know, I didn't really send any more trains, but it can be kind of difficult sending trains over that far that way. Move that one, sure, why not? And then we'll send another one from Phoenix eastward, I guess. Have it go south. Alright. Funny part is we have another tool and die facility over here. So remember that Deming train I was telling you about. This will actually be a little bit easier. We just do that. And clone it. I think we're good. Yeah, we're going to have to set it to red. I totally forgot about industries, too. Not for nothing. I would buy that, but I have no, like, moolah to do it with. Try to buy up some industries over here, see if we can increase our profitability. And you can check on the rest of them, too, while we're at it. Alright, there we go. Nice, we got that money flowing in. Buy that up. The game just took away whatever we were paying. Oh, that's nice. Oh dear. Government halts all land grants till Senate construction investigation. Uh-oh. Remember that issue from earlier? Oh boy, we might be facing a fine. We'll keep on monitoring for that. Oh dear. This is... Oh, and there we go. So what he's saying is we gotta get it below 40, so I'm gonna have to sell out of some stuff here. What's been underperforming? Oh, you've been underperforming for me. Alright, so there we go. So that way my broker doesn't have to do that. Sometimes the economic conditions in this game can turn on you. And now comes the fun part. If we can just get to Los Angeles, I'll stop with the track construction. That would basically help us a lot, but we've got to get across the Colorado River over here. There's only one spot that we can feasibly cross at. And then it's just a matter of figuring out a way to get to LA using this valley right here. Like, this is going to be difficult. Like, going in right here might be the best option. We may have no choice but to absorb the high grades over here. This is not good. We could go through Yuma and... Actually, that might not be a bad idea. So we got the Saltine Sea. We can get across to Yuma over here. This would work. We're going to have to absorb some high grades, but... we can't... Beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. Alright, we're going to have to eat a high grade, but that's... so be it. Alright, that helps. We can do kind of a way station in Yuma, but that's not really where I'm aiming for here. There is coal, but there's not really anything I want there. And now, remember how I said we can go for the Saltine Sea? Well, there we go. Build it up and over this hill. Now, he kind of screwed us over here. So what I'm going to have to do is kind of jury rig a little bit of a connection over here. And there you go. We got Los Angeles done. That is what we were looking for this whole time. Now, we got a whole loads by 1878, so... this will be the last bit of bonds I issue. Generally speaking, if we did that, we're all set. So let's add in a few more trains over to LA real quick. Give me a second. Remember, we're going to LA Junction, not our own. Oops. Let's see if we can actually go further west on this, alright. Now, this is the big one. What I'm about to do is kind of the main event over here. As per earlier, we need to connect LA and New Orleans. Just like we did in our last episode, we are going to have this just sit on this. And we're going to build 2 lines, but we're going to start them in their appropriate cities. So now we're just waiting for that. Oh, dear. That wasn't supposed to happen. That is a nice way to end the year. So all that track cutting is all set, and now we are leaving this. These are going to be express trains because they are super important to our gold. Actually, in Phoenix, I need a roundhouse, like, badly. Especially for these West Coast routes. They get a little bit too crazy. Alright, that route just left it for LA. It'll get there eventually. We just can't get anything going. I'm bankrupt here. And it's like this train can't even get to where it's supposed to go for some weird reason. No path to next station. What? How do you have no path to next station? I'm a little lost. Okay, that train was just sitting there for some weird reason. Hold on. Okay, so every once in a while, so eventually tool and die faculties will do that, okay. What do you mean you can't reach Phoenix? I don't understand what's going on here. Well, that could be why. You've got to be kidding me. So that whole time, that Phoenix station was not... Bruh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh my god. I didn't even notice that. Alright, if we fail this scenario, that's probably why. That was an error on my behalf. Oopsies. Alright, well, no wonder nothing is working. You can't work if you can't get to a station. Oh, we're now making tons of money. Alright, whatever. Alright, I gotta get as much dividend out of this as humanly possible, so... I'll buy as much as my companies can allow it. And we'll buy back some shares here. I mean, we're probably not gonna make it. So I'm going to just furiously just buy back stock in an attempt to get our stock price up as much as we can here. Oh, you're going to short sell, huh? Oh, I see what you're doing there, buddy. So annoying. Not my fault we're making hand over fist on money. Watch. Well, now I'll do that. You know what? What does he own? He's Sacramento and San Francisco. We can't short sell his company. He's not the one coming after us. Alright. We'll leave it as is. I gotta have at least 183. Got it. Alright, that helps a little bit. Thank you. Stock split. Our net worth has gone up considerably, but will it be in time? That's the only question. Gotta pump in as much money as we can over here. Crank it up to 205. Yeah, you sell short, buddy. Let's see how you like it. We're just gonna buy till we go nuts. Alright, whatever. We got a little too carried away. It's okay. Actually, we're going to sell a couple shares short. Bet against it. Now, that didn't work the way I thought it would. Of course. Here we go again. Really? Are you kidding me? Why is he selling everything off? Oh my god, I hate our broker. Jerk. Fine, I'll keep it above there. Happy? So we just feverishly keep buying back stock. And we failed. Jesse James got us at the end. So just as if we didn't. Alright, well that unfortunately kind of stinks. We kind of didn't play the stock market game correctly there. So at this point, yep, and there it is, silver. Oh, that kind of feels bad. Man, we just couldn't get it
the
going.
transcontinental parties have died down, there's business at hand in the southwest.
Really now. So unfortunately, we were unable to complete that. We end up with a silver on this one, unfortunately. So, stock market kind of got us there, unfortunately. So that's going to do it for this episode. We will try to get in next time out. We'll see about this silver boom and the market busting. Hopefully it's not terrible. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you on the next episode.